Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today's July 31st, 2021. This is episode 380. Today's comic is Vinyl. This is the second issue in the run, coming out from Image Comics. It comes in at a $3.99 price tag, a whopping $3.99. And what we got on the cover here is the twins. These are two serial killers that have been introduced in this issue. This is a recommend, by the way. The first issue was good. The second issue really stepped it up. It's really good now. Glad I stuck with it and recommended the first one, in fact. So we got these gnarly-looking red-haired twins here, and we get to see just how gnarly they are. So let's take a quick look to see who worked on this. Doug Wagner is the writer. The artist is Daniel Hillard. The colorist is Dave Stewart. Letterer is Ed Dukeshire. Editor is Kevin Gardner. And designer of this nice package is Sasha E. Head. All right, so what we got here is kind of a back and forth opening. We've got Madeline, who runs the Sunflower Farm, if you remember from the first issue. The Sunflower Farm houses a number of kind of psychopaths, and they call them haints or husks. They're kind of hypnotized evil spirits within a dead body, a soulless body, if you will. So Madeline is summing up, trying to get answers from something she calls Mother. Now, it's never really shown in here. Her name is Madeline Bellini. In the meantime, we cut to the twins. I don't think they ever announced what their names are in this, but they are moving up a tunnel. They're trying to meet up with Walter. Walter is the main character in this comic. He is a serial killer. He has been hunted by Dennis, the FBI agent, for decades now, maybe 2-3 decades, and they've kind of created a bond, sort of. Like, Dennis doesn't really like it. He's still trying to trap Walter into figuring out how he's killing people, or how he is the killer, how his connection is to the killings. And Walter thinks Dennis is his friend now, basically. So this group that's at the Sunflower Farm has actually kidnapped Dennis, and they're holding him after they've beaten him up. Walter was able to go in there and stop them from killing him outright. So I'm not sure why they kidnapped him, but they have. And we've got a series of things that happen in this one that are just bizarre, strange, and wicked. So here we have Walter. When he puts on a mask, he calls himself Snap. And this mask happens to be the head of a bear in this case. This is Victoria. She is Dennis's supervisor. She was kidnapped in the first issue by Walter, taken right out of a restroom and brought here. And he actually lets her go at this point because he wants her help. For whatever reason, again, I'm not quite sure. Now we go back in time to yesterday, to Monessen, Pennsylvania. This is kind of Walter's hangout. He's got like this bizarre, kind of like a museum to weird horror type things. And the twins have showed up there, and he's going to offer them a job. He also mentions that he's extended the offer to a Rennie and a person named Guy as well. And they basically jump at the chance to work with Walter because Walter is legendary. And so he just kind of tells them, you guys can use whatever you want, but we're going to go into Madeline Bellini's farm and see what we can find there. Try to free Dennis. Okay, now they are like taking the tunnels into, it's kind of switched back that first page. They're in the tunnels going into the Bellini farm. And Madeline Bellini has hired a number of mercs to guard the place. And she has sent them down in the tunnels because they picked them up on the surveillance. And this is where we see the one they call Guy shows up, and he's kind of dressed like a construction worker, but he's very strong. He's snapping necks, taking names, takes out this whole bunch of baddies. Well, down below, the twins pull one of the guys in and take him apart, literally. So the three of them kind of wander towards the opening, towards the inside. Madeline is watching all this on the screens, and she can see all these people around her. The husks, that's Dennis there, sitting there. He's tied up, and he's been kind of tortured and beaten up a bit. So the leader of the Mercs said, hey, you set my guys up, and she's able to turn the knife on him and kill him as well. The other Mercs that are in there decide to come to his aid, only to find out that the husks are ready for him. The husks are they wear these blank face masks, as you can see. Now, Madeline tells this one to take Walter down, or not Walter, but Dennis down to meet Esther. Now, I don't know what Esther is, but apparently at one time she used to be a cannibal, and I'm assuming it's a she. So that's where they're taking Dennis away for safekeeping. In the meantime, Walter is saying, I gotta go now. I gotta join the twins and Guy and go to the farm. So she just says, I'm free to go. And she says, yeah, I guess basically, but she also wants to help Dennis find Dennis too. So she starts to walk out, and there's a husk here suddenly. But this is where we get Renee shows up, the other person that Walter had hired, and stabs her from behind in the neck. And it's Vic, meet Renee. That's how we finish the story, to be continued. So pretty strange, pretty oddball. A lot of twists and turns so far. I'm liking it. I really do. It is kind of not so much scary, but just wonderfully weird. With, ton of serial killers versus each other, basically. And the FBI is kind of just caught in the middle of it all. Okay, now what we get here is some scenes for the next issue of Vinyl, the sneak preview. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Esther, maybe. We'll find out, I guess. And you get some interior art here. Doesn't really give away too much of the story at all, in my opinion. And then we get this. I wasn't sure exactly what's going on with this. The limited edition of Villain Variants by Daniel Hillard, who was the artist for Vinyl. And you can see they're actually taking, I guess for the variant covers, they took this mural and split it up. So issue 2 is right here, issue 1 right there, right here, excuse me. And this is coming out from 12 Gauge Comics, on sale now. So you get these variants, go back and pick them up if you like the way these look versus what we're seeing here. There you go. Comes in regular, virgin, and metal editions. So very excited about this book. Just some more artwork for our twins here. As you can see, here's the full. We got it in black and white and red, and also in color. So thanks for tuning in to this review. As always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't. You can even leave comments. Really appreciate it. This is getting the Indie Comics Jones Good Excavating seal of approval, given out only by Indie Comics on this particular channel, except no substitutes. Whew, got a lot more comics to go. Gonna do at least one more today. So keep coming back. We'll see you later. This is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes, bidding you adieu.